friends, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Madison. I'm so happy you're here. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing my February Wrapped. We are keeping it real. I'm in loungewear, no makeup, pimple patch, but it matches the lounge set because who do you think I am? Guys, I don't know what happened, but I read more in a month than I ever have before, and I managed to do it in the shortest month of the year. In my defense, February felt like it dragged so long. Like, that was the longest month ever. So I read 12 books for the month of February, and I thought I would give you a little snippet of all my thoughts on all of them, take you through my month, reflect on the books I read, and let's have fun and yap about books. So if you're interested in my thoughts on all the books I read, if you need some recommendations, just keep watching. Got my coffee. Let's get into it. So the first book I read for the month of February was Wuthering Heights. Surprise, surprise, I wanted to read it before the movie came out, even though the movie was not similar at all. But I did enjoy the movie as something beautiful and separate instead of judging it as an adaptation. This book was not what I expected. It is dark, it is gothic, it is honestly insane for its time, and it's not a romance so much as a study on obsession. And I managed to hate every single character, but I had to know how it ended. They're so toxic, and it's so just a bunch of red flags, and it's a roller coaster of emotions, but it's so gripping, captivating, and yeah, I'm very happy I read this. I ended up giving it 4 stars. Be with me always, take any form, drive me mad, only do not leave me in this abyss where I cannot find you. Oh, Heathcliff. The most toxic red flag man there ever was. Up next, we have a 5-star read, The Entanglement of Rival Wizards by Sarah Rosh. I don't know if I'm saying her last name right, but love this. I picked this up mainly as a palette cleanser after this dark and heavy classic, and I just wanted something fun and wholesome. Little did I know I was stumbling across peak fiction. Y'all know I love a queer romance, and this was surprisingly so heartfelt and so witty and so unique. And I fell in love with these characters in this story. And yeah, 5 stars. I have more in-depth reviews for almost all of these books on my Bookstagram. If you really want to know all my thoughts, see quotes, aesthetics, memes. So yeah, very, very happy I read this one. If you haven't read this yet, highly recommend. It will surprise you. Up next, we had a quick little reread of the novella A Court of Frost and Starlight. This is such a good read. I love it so much. It's really underrated in the ACOTAR series because it honestly has so many like foreshadowing and little details for the rest of the series, and the multiverse as a whole. And I just really love Feyre, Rhysand. It's heartbreaking to see Nesta, spiral out to rock bottom, especially after seeing how much growth she had come so far in A Court of Wings and Ruin, and to see all of that undone, but also set up perfectly for A Court of Silver Flames, which is Nesta's book. I also reread it. This is a little out of order because I finished this up the last day of February, but I thought it'd be good to get them both out of the way. These were both rereads with my Valkyries, Celine and Maria. We had so much fun. This book is so healing, so cathartic. I literally have a giant sword tattoo on my thigh from when I finished this book for the first time. The true love story of this book is female friendships and healing together and forgiving yourself. It's just everything. Yes, it is the spiciest in the series, and y'all can't make me hate Cassian. Like, I just can't. Like, I honestly think we're just so desperate for a new book that we're coming up with these insane theories. But there is no way that Nessian isn't Endgame. Guys, the only way that Nesta would find someone else is if Cassian died. And I don't want that to freaking happen. Underrated character, the house. What? The house is me. Little did I know I would fall in love with a sentient house that loves smutty romance books. Such a good book. Forever one of my faves. Next up, I finished my reread of Percy Jackson and the Titan's Curse. This is book 3 in the series, and loved it. Didn't remember half of the things that happened, and yes, I read this last year, and already it was like out of my brain. So truly enjoyed this. I cannot wait to see season 3 of the Percy Jackson show and to watch all of these new characters come to life. I'm so excited for Nico, Bianca, Zoe. It's gonna be epic, and I'm so happy now that this is fresh in my mind. And that's going to come out at the end of this year. Life is worth living. Next up, I read Eleanor in Park by Rainbow Rowell. This is my second book by her, and y'all know I loved Fangirl. This one is definitely a darker book than Fangirl was. Fangirl did cover some heavy topics, but it was overall a very hopeful, optimistic book. This one had some darker themes, but it was so uniquely beautiful. I loved Eleanor in Park. I ended up underlining so much. It was so good. Set over the course of one school year in 1986, this is the story of two star-crossed misfits, smart enough to know that first love almost never lasts, but brave and desperate enough to try. When Eleanor meets Park, you'll remember your own first love and just how hard it pulled you under. It was not only a love story, but a beautiful display of friendship between misfits who bonded over music and comic books. And it was just so tender and sweet. And yes, it was heavy and a little dark at times, but the ending was hopeful and open-ended, and the story really stayed with me. So I think I gave this 4.75. Not fully 5 stars because the beginning, like, it was intense, like a lot of racism, fatphobic. It was just kind of very intense. I mean, kids can be mean, and this was the 80s, but definitely check the trigger warnings. But after I got into it, I really could not put it down. And fun fact, I read 40% of this in one sitting, and then the other 60% in another sitting. So it's definitely a page turner, one you can't put down. It's very gripping, and yeah, highly recommend. Honestly, just check the trigger warnings for sure. Next up, we have another quick novella reread. Two Can Play by Ali Hazelwood came out as a physical book. If you didn't know, this came out, I want to say 2 years ago, as just an audiobook only, and I really enjoyed it. But with her novellas, I always want more. So I was so happy when this came out as a physical book, and it also has a bonus chapter at the end from his POV. Guys, I ate this up. I gave it 5 stars. I don't care. Why is the average rating of this on Goodreads 3.5? Are y'all allergic to joy and magic and fun? 5 stars. Such a fun read. Such a quick read. And yeah, I love these characters. I love Viola. I love Jesse Andrews. I love all the video game references. It's just so fun, so witty, and so special. Next up, I read And They Were Roommates by Paige Powers. Guys, I had high hopes for this one. My mom got it for me for Valentine's Day. If you can see, it's like Saint Valentine. Ow, my neck. Oh my god. Good lord. The cover is so good, but unfortunately, guys, the cover is the best thing about this book. It was so bad. So boring. I initially loved like all of the, odes to Valentine. There were a lot of like hearts and bows and cupids around the school, and we have a trans main character, and I was like, oh, I'm going to love this. It's perfectly set up. It had so much potential, and it was just such a letdown for me. It was so boring. There was no chemistry. They focused on the wrong things. I just didn't care. I did finish it. I switched to audio only just so I could get through it and know how it ended. 2 stars. 2 whopping stars. Not for me, guys. I wanted to love it. I really did. But I didn't. Next up, we read Between Friends and Lovers. First of all, how beautiful is this cover? And it was so beautiful. It had kind of a slow start, but it ended so beautifully. I cried. It was complex, it was messy, it was honest, it was real. And we follow It's dual POV between Josephine, the female main character, and Miles. And she's like a doctor who does social media content, and he is a writer with a new debut book, and it's kind of about them, growing and exploring together. It's very deep. It reminded me of Sally Rooney's books a little bit, just with how messy and real the characters are. And yeah, she's kind of just navigating womanhood, and she has this longtime friend who's like a famous actor named Ezra, and she's always loved him, but it was kind of like an unrequited love. And then she meets Miles, and he's just so good and so patient, and it really navigates depression. It focuses a lot on mental health, and it was just so tender and deep to be in the throes of depression and be at your rock bottom and have someone that shows up for you and takes care of you and loves you with all of your messy parts, not in spite of. Like, it was a really beautiful read. I ended up giving this 4 stars just because it was a slow start, but highly recommend. I think it was so well done, so unique, and a little spicy too, a little steamy. Okay, we are wrapping up, guys. I'm at the last 3 books for the month. Next up, another 5-star read. You With a View by Jessica Joyce. This woman can do no wrong. I love her writing so much. It's literally so poetic and so well written. Her characters have so much depth, and this was such a unique story. I don't usually read the backs, but I really want to give you the premise of this book because it felt like such a unique, cool plot. 2 former high school enemies must reunite for a road trip, inspired by their grandparents' broken engagement in this electric debut romance. Oh my god, this was her debut novel? Are you joking? Noelle Shepard is unemployed, living with her parents, and grieving the loss of her beloved grandmother when she discovers decades-old photos of Graham and a smitten man tucked alongside a love letter. She creates a TikTok to search for the mystery man, which goes viral, and she's shocked when his grandson responds, a man who happens to be her high school nemesis, Theo Spencer. Noelle refuses to let Theo's annoying accomplishments in adulthood or his sexy smirk stand in the way of meeting his grandfather and unlocking the secrets he knew about her Graham as a young woman. When she learns that their plans to elope were thwarted, Noelle decides to take the honeymoon road trip they planned, but never got to carry out. There's a catch, though. Paul, Theo's grandfather, asks to come with her, and he insists that Theo join them. It'll be a miracle if they make it through the trip without Noelle throwing Theo out of the moving car or the bed they end up sharing. As the miles tick by, the tension simmers hotter between them until she discovers that Theo's hiding a secret that could cause their tenuous relationship to end before it can restart. Guys, enemies to lovers, rivals to lovers, forced proximity, only one bed. So beautiful, and it intertwines like a multi-generational love story between their grandparents and them. And it's not only a romance, but a story of grief and loss and healing, and it's truly 5 stars. So good. Guys, we are down to the last 2, and they're both 5-star reads. So I did a quick, within 24 hours, reread of First Time Caller by B.K. Borison because, and Now Back to You, the sequel came out this past week, and I wanted like all of the characters and the story to be fresh in my mind, and I forgot how much, I didn't forget everything, but I forgot how good this book is. Like, I love it so much, but I love Jackson and Delilah even more. This book easily became one of my favorite, if not my favorite, romances of all time. He's the perfect book boyfriend ever. Jackson Clark, the definition of a nerdy, big, yearning, desperate, needy man. Hashtag need that. He also is like so type A. He's very routine oriented. He loves his schedule. He loves the list. He loves planning. And you find out he is the way he is because of his mom, and she was very like flighty, flaky. I think she had, it's never like explicitly said, but it's pretty implied that she was bipolar. And so, you know, he struggled a lot with never being on time, and she never had a plan, and she really just went with the flow and all this stuff. So he really became routine oriented to cope. And that was so special. And he also has custody of his two younger sisters that are twins. They're 15. And it's just so sweet and heartfelt. We do have a lot of Aiden and Lucy cameos. If you haven't, Aiden and Jackson are best friends. And he's the weatherman. She's the weather girl at a different station on TV, whereas they're radio. And they are two rival meteorologists, and they have to report on a record-breaking snowstorm together, so there's forced proximity. Only one bed. It's gonna do it for me every single time, guys. And I just wanted to highlight and annotate every single word in this book. It's the perfect balance between, you know, funny, witty banter, but also so heartfelt, so tender, such a genuine love story. And the characters were just so relatable, so fleshed out. They both had, you know, amazing backstories, but it didn't take away from, you know, them being in the present. And I can't say enough good things. It was so perfect. I absolutely loved it. I'm so happy I ended Love Month with the most beautiful, special romances. B.K. Borison is now one of my top 3 authors, with Allie Hazelwood and Jessica Joyce. Yeah, this is my baby. They are my everything, and I love them so much. Okay, guys, that is it. That is all my reads for February. It was such a fun month, full of romance and good rereads, and I had a blast. So I hope you enjoyed. Maybe got a little recommendation. Maybe we could fangirl together. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.